Well, hello everyone. Here to show you that the Matthews golden toy coloring right here is talking about right here is you got like little some drawing portraits right here of me, and you got right here is like so far what my driver's license image looks like, and then along with some pictures of you see kindergarten, and along with first and second grade is, and along with that baby picture of me. But what I mean by golden toy I'm talking about is like talking about stories from the past times to whenever you bought something brand new or whatever, and it's like if you were to buy something and then save up money for something, then you'll have it last a long time. And with most people will probably say that maybe so far the definition for gold toy, the golden toy, is that you're talking about maybe something that which you say is shiny, or it's, if most of us here have ever heard of like the golden birthday, or maybe the golden map, or some golden coin or something like that. But talking about is that what I have right here is like talking about is with the rainbow right here, and of course that is like for rainbow. I'll go ahead and write it right here. Is that see here for rainbow, and of course is talking about is that with say with most of us education, if most of us maybe are familiar with this, that from preschool and then along with the grade school is like first and second grade, it is that see is like with the rainbow, rainbow different the different colors, say if a rainbow it is. But of course this right here was done per se on marker, but go ahead and just add use a different variety of colors right here, and you just kind of you just add some colors right here in for the part is like for the rainbow right here. And one thing that I was thinking about too was if most of us have bought say it be other than a golden box or whatever you call it, crayons, if most of us have ever bought a box of crayons like you would see normally see a color crayon, it's like for white, and I'm not talking about white the clear white, or what you call the packety white or anything like that, but just white. It's like you got right here the Blanco, say name brand it is, that they say that blank, I guess the Blanco that this kind of color, this crayon right here I guess will be not really made out of what you say that certain type of color name, and a lot of people will probably say that a lot of times it's kind of set to the side. And more likely, you could probably think of as like out of the boxes of crayons that I probably bought, from over the years that my parents have bought, it's like for school supplies and stuff like that, that hardly ever, the white hardly ever gets used. And you probably begin to wonder about maybe a little bit about that. It's like the white is more like an eraser. But of course, it's like go ahead and just add just a little bit of white right here. It's like for my image right here. People will probably think that white is more like an eraser, but then on the other hand too, that I guess you say that it's doing some actions I guess that we just can't see. So either it has not happened yet, you just can't see. But right here is you got here is the white. So you go ahead and just add the white right here to the rainbow. And for it's like talk about it's like the book of stories. But to talk about with white right here is to go ahead and add just a little bit of white detail about right here and right here. And with white, you put the white right there, and then of course another color that would go very well say with white is like a see here I got laser lemon right here, but I was thinking maybe like a yellow type color. But see the golden rod it is. We'll use golden rod, and of course as you see add just a little bit of the color of the golden rod right here. But you may be able to tell a little bit that it's like with a little bit of white mixed in, that you can tell that more like there's like a little white that mixed in to the color for the golden rod it is. But you have it right here. You got the color gold, and you can maybe see a little bit that maybe the little bit of the white and stuff like that is mixed in with a little bit of the color. But a lot of people will probably say that you don't really notice the difference. It's kind of like me, is that you go buy something and the next thing you know it, that they say there's a discount, like a discount or maybe 20% off or whatever you call it. Buy one get one free, whatever. And a lot of times you probably say that other than the golden sale or whatever you call it, that more likely you could probably say the only savings more likely that you may see is maybe if you take care of that item, if you take care of your toys. And more likely you could probably say that with the most toys, that it's like if you were to come up with an idea for like maybe a storybook, maybe a few kids or so want to read about, maybe if anything you want to share, such as is like the words and then the meanings. But to talk about was like with the white, and then along with that this color right here is the laser lemon. Say the laser lemon. Whenever I was a kid, I always wondered, it's like more likely if you could touch a rainbow. It's like if you saw a rainbow in the sky, if you could ever touch it. And more likely you probably say that rainbows they are mainly made out of what you call, it's like that certain portion of the sky. They are only made, it's like out of rain, water, vapor, or whatever you call it, and they are, which not really say easy to spot depending on where you are. And then on the other hand too, that you could probably say that one rainbow that more likely you can touch, at least if you tried, more likely is the type of rainbow they can maybe go on. It's like on a storybook. So if you ever thought about writing a book, it's like so far with golden is that the greatest value. This is so far as like for the word expect. Whenever you go buy something at the store or whatever you call it, then a lot of times people will probably say that you may expect it to last for 3 years, and more likely that see here 3 years multiply 350, and see 3 is about 365 days of a year it is. And then from there, and then to see you multiply, if it's a matter of fact of a multiplying or whatever you call it, that multiplying, dividing, that if you multiply that, and then 365, you times say the 3 years it is, and my best answer would probably be at about 3. So that would be at about 700. I would say about 742 days. And maybe 5 years out of 5 years, and that may be equal to about maybe 1,415 days it is. And if I calculate it right, that few toys that I still have, that I'm going to be getting new ones eventually, it will be about but the amount of times I've used them is the amount of times, how many days that I had them would be about 7,450 days. And if you do the math right, the amount of times that you used the toys and the amount of times you took care of them, that a lot of times you can probably think about it, is that really if you got your money's worth out of it, it's like for the golden toys. And you also think about it, it's like for the colors of the rainbow it is. You got right here is for the colors of the rainbow. But then on the other hand too, that we could probably think about is that so far as if we want to write a story about maybe our experiences of, would you say, of if you were to write a book about your experiences, like the toys that what you started out with before you got a job, or it could be a driver's license, or it could be used to say something related to say a savings bond, whatever you call it, that more likely say start out with your favorite shape and then kind of give it, you say, is a custom color. Start with the outline. It's like you got the the green, and then along with say with the orange, got the orange, and then for the top, for the top, go ahead and add a little bit of red for the top, and then add the blue, and then for the center, and then of course go ahead and add is the goldenrod is a color for the center. Goldenrod for the center, and you probably think about it, it's like a block is just a block. Box is just a box. But then, of course, on the other hand, too, that there's a say is that any ideas that come to your mind is like for whatever you want to do with the fact about taking care of, you say, there's responsibility. One of those responsibilities, of course, is knowing about the correct way of how to manage things and take care of things. And one of those, of course, is a golden toy. A golden toy is that something that you buy at the store that you want to play with or maybe have around or whatever you call it. I would probably say that I must have been at least 5 or 6 whenever I would go out shopping and maybe buy something for myself. And I would probably say that one of those things, one of the very first things I probably bought whenever I was about maybe 4 or 5, more likely was what you call is a children's book. And it's more likely that the very first book that I think I read was a few storybooks that I remember I read in the first grade. I think it was one of them. I think was Green Eggs and Ham. I think Goldilocks and the Three Bears, I think, was another book that I read about. But then on the other hand too, that is like get you some ideas for what you want to use if you want to write a book yourself. Is to think about about yourself, the topic that you want to talk about. But other than that, is that you have right here is for Matthew's golden toy is talking about is that no matter if it's a camcorder or a computer or what you say is like that certain laptop or whatever you call it, is that certain laptop. You probably say that for that that certain type of laptop it is, or for a keyboard, piano, or anything like that, big screen TV. We ought to know that whatever the turn is like we all work hard for our money, and then say that we can also look at it as like for the golden toy is know that whatever it is that so far as the synonym for white, it's like white can also or say be a good representative for what you say is like it's like if it's guaranteed, you say for worth is for right rewards earnings. But other than that, right here you got the icons like for the baby picture. But other than that, is that you have right here is like between is like with the pink. It's like the pink. You get the pink right here. It's like a color related to the pink, and then along right here you got right here is the blue. You go ahead and it's like a little bit of color right here for the rainbow right here. A little bit of coloring for the rainbow. It's like blue represent is boy, and then pink represent girl. But of course, one rainbow that more likely that you can touch, more likely would probably be is what you call it is like that for that certain children's book. The type of children's book to where you can say is that anything creative that I can do on my own is what you call it is like for the golden toy. And that the golden toy would of course represent something that was done on what you say is for that certain hard work. It's like for so far as the stories is like this for, and of course there's hundreds of millions of stories for me to tell later on. But of course one of those stories is of course is talking about is like is something that is worth is the money, other than the fact about between old and slightly used or whatever it is. It's like for the golden toy is something to remember by is for known is like for the rainbow. But other than that, it's like the Matthew's golden toy color.